Hello and welcome. This is part 3 of my vlog series of the various films I'm watching for the Halloween season of 2023. And this next film that I watched is part of a slasher trilogy from the 90s. Part of that post-Scream slasher boom that we had, where you had films like, Final Destination and I Know What You Did Last Summer and Valentine, and of course the many Scream sequels, some of the scary movies, and others. And this particular film is Urban Legend 3, Bloody Mary. I am actually a fan of the first Urban Legend. I thought that the second one was okay, and then this one is a piece of shit. So, a little bit of the conceit behind the Urban Legend film franchise is that they are all slasher films. The first two are not supernatural in any way, and it's about a slasher who goes around seeking revenge and trying to kill their victims through the means of recreating various famous urban legends. The pop rocks and soda, the hook hands in the door, and many other urban legends. And this film, unlike those, is a supernatural slasher. So already it was breaking with the previous films. What I suspect we have here is a film that they took the script. A script was written for a supernatural horror film, and they decided in order to make more money that they would just kind of shoehorn in urban legend stuff at various points of the movie, and they made a terrible Franken film. I'm not sure if the original idea, if I'm correct, would have been a good movie, but it was not helped by forcing it to be an urban legend film. And it's kind of a shame because there's some talented people involved in this. Kate Mara, this is one of her early films. The director of this directed the original Pet Sematary, which is another film that I happen to be very fond of. But no, this film just is no good. Let's see, how do I describe the plot? Okay, so back in the 60s, a bunch of girls are going to the prom with their boyfriends. They meet up together and they go to the prom, and they all get roofied. And except for the one girl who takes a sip but doesn't drink the whole thing, and so she catches these guys trying to put her friends into their car to have their way with them at another location, and she runs off and then is pursued by her boyfriend, and she accidentally gets killed in one of the classrooms full of abandoned stuff, because every school obviously has that abandoned room that you never go in and it's just used for storage, and so he hides her body in a trunk. And then we cut to present day, circa 2006, I think, where this whole story and all of these details is being told at a slumber party. So you would think that this is an urban legend, but no, this actually happened, except that nobody knows that this happened because, nobody knows who did it, except that you do if you hear the story. And, perfect example, and it's just that for the rest of the movie. It's all of these things where nobody knows what's going on until suddenly they do. There's one character, now, okay, I will admit that this film is also kind of boring, so it was hard for me to pay attention. at all times. So there's this one character I'm fairly certain just dies off screen, and you only hear about it because the main villain says, "And I killed your brother," and you have to take their word for it because the guy never shows up again in the rest of the movie. So yeah, this film's just bad. If you want a better version of this story, of this film, not this story's bad. I would watch the Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark film. It even has some of the same, like, kills. For instance, there's a girl in this who gets killed, who is the urban legend, where the spider implants eggs in her face, and she thinks it's a pimple. She goes to pop it, and it's a fountain of baby spiders comes out. There's literally that in this story, in this movie, but it's done terribly because it's using early 2000s CGI to do the spider effect. One thing that happens is, okay, you have these people who are dying. Nobody knows how they're dying, but they all look kind of like accidents, but yet the police also kind of know that they're murders. It doesn't really make any logical sense. The ghost killer, who was the girl I mentioned, who was, she's not killing the people who attacked her and her friends. She's killing their children because the sins of the father are visited on the children. And she has to kill 5 of them. There was only 3 boys, but for some reason she has to kill 5 people. So she kills the kids of these people, but there's no 5th kid. So we're led to believe that, maybe it's going to be Kate Mara's character, because it turns out that her stepfather is the guy who was the boyfriend who chased the girl and then, accidentally killed her. The ghost is going to come after Kate Mara. No. The ghost decides that this is the guy I'm going to take direct revenge on. So all of these other kids were more or less innocent of any wrongdoing, at least in regards to any wrongdoing to the ghost. They're okay to kill them off, but Kate Mara, she's cool. We're not going to kill her. It's weird logic like that. Now, they do try to get you on the side of killing those people off, those kids, because 30 years later, they attempt to do the same crime. Not, because they want to do an assault. It turns out that Kate Mara and her friends are school reporters, and they posted an embarrassing photo of the football team in their newspaper. So the football team didn't like that, so they decide to get revenge by breaking into these girls' house during their sleepover, drugging them, kidnapping them, and leaving them in an abandoned house for a couple of days, which is still terrible. But we're supposed to hate them, but also feel a little bit bad for them, which is why they didn't turn out to be predators. Okay, it's just dumb. It's all dumb. They want their cake and they want to eat it too. And I know that's what you normally do with cake, because why else would you have it? But if you want the kids to be the bad guys, just make them the bad guys. If you want us to root for them to die, just let them be villains. If you want us to like them, then don't make them do horrible stuff. If you want us to feel bad when they die, it's just, like I said, this feels like it's trying to be multiple things at once, and it fails at doing any of those things. I do not really recommend seeing this movie unless you're some kind of completionist like I am. I love tracking down these weird sequels that I know are going to be terrible. That's why I've seen so many of the Children of the Corn movies. But if you're just looking for just a movie to watch and you see this, don't watch this one. Watch Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. It's much better, deals with a lot of the same things, has a lot of the same types of kills in it, or but is just a much, much better movie. Don't watch this. 'Cause I don't